today. Extend the quality of life for your cherished companions. As a community advocate, I will also discuss important social issues that affect our city. I plan to showcase organizations and heroes who are doing amazing things to help others. Remember to tune in every Tuesday morning at 10, starting soon.
Do you want to relive the golden days of Stockton? Join Nate Knott on Stockton Alive every first and third Monday at 6 p.m. Tune into thevoiceofstockton.org.
This is a production for the voice of San Joaquin.
Porque nos vamos a enlazar
con el mero, el gallo de Zacatecas.
That's right, homeboy.
el de por allá.
You got it, homeboy. Ahí les voy.
Dicen que soy poderoso, yo solo soy su amigo. No hace falta averiguar, saben a qué me dedico.
Go to tvosj.org.
The voice of San Joaquin and the voice of Stockton presents Walk the Talk with your host, Jim T. Chong.
Hey, we wanted to welcome you here, and we are so excited to be broadcasting from what I believe is the hub of the area here. That is in San Joaquin County. We are the voice of San Joaquin County, broadcasting from the Miracle Mile here in Stockton, California. I am so excited just to be able to present to you some great things that are happening. I'm Jim T. Chong, the Wokstar, and you know, I will tell you, you have this hat here. We're showing this hat. We're trying to get this on camera here. I am so excited because May 18th, Locke is having their annual spring festival, and Locke, California is right between here and Sacramento, California, and it's about 10 miles out. I'll be emceeing their all-day event there, and you're not going to want to miss it. In the town of Locke, look it up, L-O-C-K-E. They're having their annual spring festival, and their claim to fame is the fact that it is the last remaining Chinese rural town in all of the United States. And I'll tell you, it is a town to really visit. There's a lot of history there, and that's where this hat comes from Locke, California. And so I want to welcome everyone here. We're going to bring a little bit of culture, a lot of community, and we're going to be talking about the things that matter most in life. I will tell you, I am so excited because after here, I get a chance to jam on down to the St. Joseph's Medical Center and basement floor, room number 2 for Healings of Motion's CV RAPS program. That's a Central Valley Recovery Awareness Preventing Strokes program. That program was founded by Mary Nicholson, and you can find out more about Healings in Motion at healingsinmotion.org. There is so much they are doing for stroke prevention and awareness, and we are actually having a Brain Health to Beat Stroke Walk on August 10th. So there's a lot of things happening here in this great city here. But I wanted to share with you some things that have been near and dear to my heart lately. And many of you are familiar with my book, Breaking Barriers, Decisions to Elevate People from Ordinary to Extraordinary. And you've been on my journey of healing as well. And there is so much to just going from point A to point B when you're trying to achieve some great things in life here. And it does take a lot of decisions. But you can check out my Amazon bestseller, Breaking Barriers, Decisions to Elevate People from Ordinary to Extraordinary, with 21 plus great authors with stories to inspire you and really kick off some spark, hopefully, in your heart to make things happen. But I wanted to highlight something very, very special to me today. There is something that is happening that just got kicked off a couple days ago, and I'll tell you, your story, I believe, is the most important thing that you have there. You get to create it, you get to design it, you get it to be what you want it to be. through the decisions that you make in life. I have with us, she's an incredible person, a national award-winning figure champion, as well as award-winning author whose literature is in the Library of Congress and such higher educational institutions as Stanford and Harvard. I'd like for us to welcome the beautiful and wonderful Carolyn A. Brent. Carolyn, how are you today?
I am doing absolutely spectacular, and I want to thank both of you for having me on a guest on your show. I'm calling from beautiful Florida, where it's around maybe 90 degrees right now.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, that weather sounds very, very comfortable here. And, you know, there's a lot of things in terms of what has gotten you to your place in life. We're going to talk about just this whole theme about a story, also breaking barriers. And I know you have some exciting things happening through your book, Transforming Yourself Through Self-Care, that you're releasing May 8th. And it's already being sold. And even the publisher, is doing some great things to assist you in getting the book sold, and it will be a New York Times bestseller. Now, I want to just start off by mentioning this to everyone. As you're listening here, you really can get a chance to decide what your story will be. And I know, Governor Don, you're here in Stockton, California. You've had this passion to get this radio show going and continuing on. And I know you've had some barriers along the way, right?
Yes, plenty of barriers.
And yet now you are a hub. It was the voice of Stockton. Now it's the voice of San Joaquin.
Yes.
And the whole county. You've got some towers going up here and just doing some great things here. And let me ask you this. You know, there's some hurdles that I know you've had to overcome. And first off, this radio station has a little bit of history. Can you tell us just a couple minutes of the history of this specific station?
Well, this is actually the almost, I would say, renewal of the Stone Soup radio program, the Stockton Community Radio program here that was originally started by the Peace and Justice Network of a few years back. And then it's a marriage of that program and the program that we established at Delta College when we built KWDC. We started the idea of a community radio station there. And so once we moved from Delta, we needed to find a new home because, Delta is a college station and they want to do college radio, which is definitely within their rights. So we wanted to do this community thing because the community actually really clamored and just jumped on board, and we had such great support and such outpouring of the need. A lot of people telling us, wow, this is really what the community needs. And a lot of people were calling back to the days of KUOP, which used to be a community station in Stockton. Now it's an NPR station out of Sacramento, Sac City College. And then also, even if you go further back, when K-Joy used to be a storefront radio station downtown where Bella Vista is, Old French 25.
K-Joy.
That's when every radio station used to be a community station. So what we are doing here is really kind of bringing back something old with something new. So we're using technology with these live video streams. And operating out of this community center, and also with our affiliate partners, the Peace and Justice Network has a KBCC 89.5 FM in Tracy, which we're working on now, and that'll be a station that you'll be able to tune into very shortly. KIMU in Stockton, 107.9 with our Words group. Over there at Tullyburg Press and the Right Place. That's an affiliate station that will be coming up here real soon. They already have their license in testing.
Wow.
They're in testing phase right now. And then around the corner will be with a Lodi affiliate. So the Voice of San Joaquin is really taken off, and the reason why we're taking off is because of the community. Now, it's great that we have all these volunteers putting in all this time and effort. Jim Chong, is also one of our volunteers, even though he's a show host. But at the same time, it's really the support from the community that helps us to accomplish this. And as it's growing and as we're improving operations, expanding operations, and we're bringing more people along and more funding, more memberships, more community support, we're confident that we'll be self-sufficient, sooner rather than later. Self-sustaining, I should say.
Yeah.
And and really though, it takes the community's input. So not just monetary input, which we really love. That's great. All the people who donate, and you can donate right now at tvosj.org, thevoiceofsanjoaquin.org, thevoiceofstockton.org. You can donate to us. But also it's your talent and your time and your effort too, because being volunteer based, it takes people who are passionate about doing this, like yourself, to really make this thing happen. And really, that's where we want it to be, because if we see that, to me, I think the best broadcasting, the best content being produced in our area are really independent producers, people who are doing it, with the community in mind, doing it because they love this community, and we don't say we're unbiased. We like to say we have a community bias.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
and it's pretty interesting because I love this. Everything has a story, like you said. It started in the campus over here in Stockton, California, and it just grew. And it's like anything else. I say a flame starts with a spark, and all of us get to be that spark. And so, congratulations to you, Governor Don, and
you
also
too,
the
Jim.
crew. Yeah, thank you, and also to all those that contribute out here. I know Betty Ramirez.
If we're gonna
Ramirez is out there. I gotta give it to her. Hashtag Latino.
All right, Edward Heitman, big time. Keeping things going here.
Absolutely.
And Dustin Breakbill, and then also Renee Cassiano and Cesare Day. We just really have a number of great volunteers here who not only help run this place, but also have great community content too. You could catch, Chilling with Ches, or the 209 Rise and Shine 209, and Rane Hour, and the Phone Booth. We have great programs here produced by this community for this community. So support, become a member. If you were a member before, renew your membership. Send us some money. Really, that's the only call to action we ever really put out there. Support this station because this is your station.
Yeah, and this is great because I think it's very exciting always to be able to be a part of something that's significant. Stockton, California has had its own history in real estate, the extreme highs, the extreme lows, and there's just a lot of barriers that we need to go through in overcoming anything that we do. And I love the fact that we have Carolyn A. Brent here, because she's had to overcome quite a bit as well. And we're going to hear a little bit about her story, and also we're going to hear about what's called the International Blog Tour that's going on, as well as a telesummit that's going to be happening May 6th, 7th, and 8th. And you're going to be able to find out a little bit more about that. If you want a preview, you can actually go to Caregiver Story, singular, caregiverstory.com to find out a little bit more. Look under blog, and you'll find out a little bit more about the telesummit, the Deep Beauty Telesummit and International Blog Tour. But I want to jump right into it with Carolyn right now. And so, Carolyn, I know you have some great, wonderful things that you've accomplished in life, including what we had talked about, being a figure champion. We know it takes a lot of discipline to have the right physique, form, and to stay in shape here. And we all know that this is exciting. May 8th, your book is coming out to be what we know will happen. It will be a New York Times bestseller, and that is Transforming Yourself Through Self-Care. And I just want to ask you, what are some of the barriers that you needed to overcome to achieve what you wanted to achieve here, and what I'm going to call the American Dream? Carolyn A. Brent.
I just want to thank you, Jim, and what a powerful, 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 powerful question. And the reason why I say it's powerful, because people want to know, Carolyn, what does it take? And it's really quite simple, but I'm going to make it even more simply. Never giving up, period. There's no special formula. There's no special anything. There's no shortcuts. What I had was one thing. I had determination. I had bottomless discipline. And the reason why I had to have bottomless discipline, when a doctor tells you, if you keep, doing the things you're doing and you're not taking care of yourself, you're going to be in a wheelchair. that was a sobering wake-up call for me. At the time, I was only 52 years old. Now I'm 62, and I'm proud to say I'm 62. I'm 62 and loving it. I can't wait to turn 63 because of one thing. I've learned to have bottomless discipline with what I think, with the things that I watch and don't watch. I don't watch television at all. I've gotten rid of all of my TVs. I know what's happening in the world. I could Google it. I could research it. So I stay on top of what's happening in the world. But I said, I've got to let go of anything that is going to be a stumbling block in my life, to stay depressed, to not manage my weight. And I was never overweight, but I always had a problem with my back because I'm bone and bone in my back. So in order for me to not be in that wheelchair, I did a lot of praying, and I asked God, dear God, can you please help me to have the discipline to watch what I eat, to learn about my body type and my immune system and my blood system. And because I have a pharmaceutical background, I started doing research, and I started looking for medical health care professionals that could help me from a more holistic way to not to get on the opioids, to not drink the heavy wines, and to do the things that most people will do to stay out of pain, either mental, financial, legal, or whatever kind of pain. People have a tendency to run to some type of substance, and that is one of the reasons why we gain weight, or perhaps the opioid epidemic that is plaguing the United States. I didn't want any of that. So I chose natural. Let me find natural ways to heal my body. And I found out, and this is written in my book, I am highly allergic to sulfonamides, nitrates, and all kind of glutens, you name it. My body views it as poison. So once I discovered that the gut I was carrying around, although I wasn't a big person, but I just could not have that beautiful figure waistline that I wanted. Once I learned what my body didn't like and what was good for my health, I began to have bottomless discipline, and I worked hard. And then one day, Jim, I'm going to be honest with you, when you do it long enough, it becomes a habit. And my body started craving really good foods. My body got to the point it started craving exercise, believe it or not. When I don't exercise, my back hurts. So guess what? I go to the gym every day in order to help manage my pain. I eat the right foods every day, at least try to, so I don't get that bloated look. So I was on stage, Jim, just this past Saturday, and I have to tell you, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And what I mean by that, I don't use a scale or anything. I go by the way I feel. And when I had taken a look at the photographs of myself being on stage this past weekend, which was April 27th, 2019, I looked at those photos, and I'm not being conceited or anything like that, but I looked at the photos with a very critique eye, and I said, well, Carolyn, good job. Good job.
Yeah.
So that's what really pushes me, and I want everyone to know this. I was severely depressed at one time, and the way I managed my depression was to help others. Now, I want to tell you why I was depressed. Can you imagine being a caregiver for 12 years, caring for, in my case, my father that I adored, loved, and I still adore and love him. And then once my family thought our father was dying, I had restraining orders, and I'm going to name the county: San Joaquin County, Contra Costa County, and also Pleasanton. I forgot about which one. What is that? That's
Tri-Valley
area.
Tri-Valley.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, Alameda County. Mm-hmm.
Alameda County, yes. I had a restraining order in 3 counties, and people go, well, how could that be? This family member would go take me to court, keep me locked in court, and this is in my book too. And as soon as we would go before the judge, she'd go, oh, Your Honor, I dropped the charges. Once you drop the charges, case over, case dismissed, you got to go. And I would walk out of the courthouse just to get another restraining order in another county. This is true. I actually went to the California state legislators in 2013. My testimony's there. I've been to a United States Congress in Washington, D.C. I've been all over the map trying to get laws changed to protect a law-abiding caregiver that's given their life for a loved one. And that really sparked my deep beauty and my inner work. This was back in 2007. That was many, many years ago. I wanted to give up, Jim. My life to me was worthless. It's like, how could I work 17 years in the pharmaceutical industry, take care of my dad and my family, is looking for money that did not exist? I wanted to give up. But I remember when I checked myself into a hospital bed in Tracy, California. Now, you know I'm from California because I'm giving you locations where I was. I thought I was having a heart attack. The doctor told me I was having a panic attack. This is in my book as well. And then I was depressed in that hospital bed. Poor me, Carolyn, poor me. The world hates me. And then my father's spirit came to me at that moment and said, what are you doing in that bed? You better get up and take care of yourself like you took care of me for 12 years. And I'm like looking around, and I went, oh my God, I got to take care of me. And that was when I changed my attitude. It's all about attitude. I said, instead of feeling sorry for me, I'm going to take care of me and be my own caregiver, and I'm going to help other people to empower them for self-care. And I've been on that mission since that day, 2014, and now this book is just now coming out. It's already in the Library of Congress. It's in libraries worldwide. And the reason why the publishing company decided to release it early because of supply and demand. So the retailers can't release it until May the 8th. But the publishing company, they're letting that baby go right now at a 30% discount because people want it. The story is true. The story is real. Do I still have heartache? Yes, I do, but I know how to manage it. Do I still have back pain? Oh, yes, I do. Every day I'm dealing with some level of pain, but I learned how to manage my emotional, my physical, and financial. Jim, you know about that. The key thing is never, ever, 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 ever give up. I don't care how far down you fall. Like in my case with my father, never knowing when he passed, guess what? I never knew that he had even died or where he was buried.
Wow.
That's just how bad it got for me. That's why I ended up checking myself into the hospital, because that depressed me. Can you imagine something like that? And by the way, they're going to make a movie because this is so unimaginable, especially when you read the book and find out which family member did it. That's the shocker, and that's the kicker. But I did not write it to be mean or anything. I love my family to this day. I absolutely love. But the bottom line is I don't truly have a relationship with them because I've learned to love myself, and things that are harmful to me, I stay away from that. So if a person is not treating you well, and that's in my book too, you don't keep trying to build a relationship with the person that don't want a relationship, that can't love you back. So that's why I love my hugs with Jim. Every day I'm giving him a hug from California, from Florida to California, because I love what he does for people, for human beings, and I love the standpoint that we respect each other as professionals, and God is love, and that's my story in a nutshell.
That is awesome. And we have a big bear hug back to you. We call ourselves Bear Buddies, and I will tell you, I will tell you, there's so much that you have shared there. First off, one thing that comes across to me is you're very, very humble, yet at the same time you're confident, and I think that demonstrates the result of just self-care. You can say things the way they are because they're factual statements, and yet I know sometimes, even for myself, I'm in a situation, sometimes it's hard to give ourselves pats on the back, and I know that you're able to work through what you have, and because of the fact that you have made those decisions to move forward, and just wow, just even hearing your story again, it just really says a lot about who you are, and to be able to not just survive, but really push it to the next level, to inspire other people, to be focused, to really make a difference in other people's lives. That is so inspiring here. And I think of the words inspiration, passion, focus, and of course, discipline in what you've done. And so I want to thank you so much just for sharing this. And for those of you that are listening, I hope you really take into account some of those things that you might do for yourself. I mean, that's a big one. I know for those of us that are naturally givers, I always say this, you have a giver and a taker. You know, if you're a giver, you're not going to necessarily transform a taker. But the thing is, if you get put in the same room as a taker, keep in mind that unless you're given to and get your tank replenished, your resource will diminish over time, let's say. So really surround yourself with the right people. And what you said is so very important. Don't keep forcing a relationship that was not meant to be. I know for myself, sometimes I get caught in that loop where I want to do good by people. And, you know, sometimes there are just some relationships that are just not healthy. And I have to make that decision just to make that break. Is that what you were pretty much saying at the end there, Carolyn?
Oh, absolutely. You have to. I learned that I cannot force my love on someone that doesn't want it, and that's just the way it is. And ever since then, Jim, my life has changed immensely. I've written 7 books total. I'm totally, blown away that my mission, remember, the mission comes before the commission. So I've been mission-driven, purpose-driven for my life to help save myself. And as a result, those angels in human form, whoever they are, I can't tell you who they are because I don't know who they are. Someone made sure that the Library of Congress have my books. Right now, this book, this new one, has already been vetted by the American Library Association. They wrote a beautiful review, and to be reviewed by the library, and the book isn't even out yet, I'm going like, thank you, God, thank you, thank you, thank you. But my work is in Harvard, Stanford, just all these different places that I never, ever sought out for that to happen. The only thing I did was to do the mission that was on my heart to do, live a life with purpose, and have that bottomless discipline. I knew I had to get up every morning and write. So being a writer, it's not easy. I actually went to the library for 2 years straight. This is the honest truth. Just to do research, because I wanted my work to be in academics. So I'm sharing my story, but I back it up with research, and that's what makes this particular book, I believe, a New York bestseller. But it's really not even been a New York bestseller, although I would be honored to have that. I'm just really, really honored to get it in the hands of someone where it's going to change their life, because the book is like a coach. I ask questions. Guess what, Jim? You're going to get a book, and you and I are going to go through all 17 chapters together.
That's awesome. That is going to be inspiring. I tell you, I'm looking forward to my own transformation through it all.
Well, I want to send Governor
Don
Gordon one as what?
Don. Yeah. Well. Well, awesome. Okay, I'll get you the information there to send to him as well. Thank you so much. That just shows your heart, just a very generous heart. And, you know, I am so excited, and Transforming Yourself Through Self-Care is a book that is going to be really, I believe, topping the charts in terms of people that really want to transform, that really want to make a change. And right now, especially with what's going on with the economy globally, and also just things that are happening for self-awareness, this is so very apropos. The timing is just so very on cue here. And as we discuss more about this, I want to give Governor Don I know you want to make a comment here real quick.
Yeah, definitely. First of all, Carolyn, I must have been following Jim's feed, because I remember seeing a video that you posted a few days ago, and even after, it was motivational and inspiring, of course, but even after that video, it didn't really occur to me until I started really going through your Facebook page And what you've done is just amazing. I mean, when I look at your picture here, we got it. We actually have it on the screen so the audience can see it. But there's a picture of you at 54, and right next to you,
she could be 35 right there.
Hold on,
35.
But from 54 to 61, it looks like she aged in reverse like 25 years, in like 6 years.
Right. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And the number one issue in our lives, the number one direct issue in our life is always our health. And this is something that we always pass on. And of course, culturally and in ethnic communities, we struggle with health, with diabetes, with all these things that, as you discovered, are actually a lot of things that we're just not supposed to eat. Individually, we have to really find out what works for us, and that's what you did. You literally went on a journey, and you like you described it though. You were at a crossroads. You were at like feeling like you were at the end of your rope, and something spiritual happened to bring you back. You said you got a message from your father, and I think that it's really great that you tell that to us in this story, because not all of us, and most people, they don't get to that point. Most people die unhealthy and die because of their bad health. Almost every American dies because of their bad health. When you look at the measurement, what kills people in this country, it's either what you eat or what you do, and your activity or lack thereof. And but it's great that you shared this experience, because I think that a person doesn't necessarily have to go through it if it's visceral, if it's real, if you know someone who went through it. It could affect you the same way. And I think it's really great that you decided to do that. And you could have gone a different direction, and instead you took everything that you felt was helpful to you and you wanted to share it with the rest of us. And I think that's really beautiful. And thank you for doing that, Carolyn.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
And one thing I wanted to mention here, we have about 10 minutes here, and I wanted to share this. I am so ecstatic and so honored to be a part of your international blog tour, and also helping host the telesummit and helping produce this here. And, this is really an honor. But with the international blog tour, every day we're posting something. I'll make sure it gets posted here as well on the Voice of San Joaquin as well, just so people can keep up with it. But the international blog tour is something where you're having people from all over the world. They have questions. You've been answering the questions online, and you can check out the post directly on my Facebook page at Jim T. Chong or at Carolyn A. Brent. But we're going to start posting those here also at the Voice of San Joaquin, just so people can keep up what's going on, because this is so very important, not just personally, but also just from a point of view of just even from an economic point of view, for an economy, for a city. Everyone needs to hear this globally, and that's why I'm so glad it's reaching just everyone globally. And I just want to see, do you have any comments about the international blog tour? How's it been going for the first couple of days that you've been doing the post? And I know it's going to be posting for this next week here, and until we have the telesummit. But anything you'd like for people to know about the international blog tour?
Yes, I do. I want to just talk about what a miracle is, just a miracle. On this international blog tour and telesummit, I have 21 people from all over the world, some of which actually, there's no one that I actually know physically except for 3 of the people physically I know them. The rest, Jim has invited some amazing, athletes with gold medals and amazing. Dave Ramsey, we've heard of Dave Ramsey, the financial guru. There's someone from his company that's representing Dave Ramsey as far as, financial health and financial wealth. I'm getting goosebumps, but this is where the miracle is. I've done the mission, and these are all volunteers to help with the successful launch of this book. I cannot tell you how much. When you give, it comes back to you, shaken down, spilling over, because I could never have paid these individuals to do what they're doing at no cost, and they are contributors to the well-being of the human race. And I want to say to you, Jim, thank you from the bottom of my heart and the depth of my soul, because everybody, people got to realize when you give, it will come back to you. It's not all about getting money and paying a lot, money. It's not even about that. When a person does a mission, and it's a mission that comes from the heart and the soul, they just got to keep doing the mission. If God gave you an assignment, keep doing the mission, because the commission will come, period. That's all I got to say. So that's what I wanted to say about the blog tour. And yes, it's successful already, because when you have 21 people worldwide sharing your information, now how can you buy something like that? That's a miracle.
Yeah, it is. And, it takes a moment. It takes a moment for people to really understand, just to think about just the magnitude of what this is. We're talking about people with influence definitely out there, and exposing your work. I think very phenomenal, very executed, very ingeniously. And I wanted to just fast forward on to May 6th, 7th, and 8th. We have the Telesummit as well. That's actually going to be a call-in show. You're going to be able to call in for the Telesummit, and we're going to give you the information here, where you can get the information. You can go to caregiverstory.com and go ahead and look at the blog section. You'll find out everything about the Deep Blue Tour, which includes the International Blog Tour as well as the Telesummit coming up. The Telesummit is a call-in. The blog tour, you pretty much read everything online, and we're posting a lot of it on Facebook and other social media forums. And you can, again, I'll be posting it here at the station's page as well. But we have the Telesummit, which is a call-in show that you're going to be hearing some great people just express their thoughts and their expertise and their life experience to be able to convey certain things that you can do to help maintain your self-beauty, dealing with really great and fabulous topics as well. That's going to be 12:30 p.m. PST, and so that is 1 p.m. MST, and that is 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and Eastern Standard Time it is 3 p.m. But I want to make sure that you make note of that, and you can find out more information about that. Again, you can go to caregiverstory.com, look at the blog section. You'll find everything there. But then to find out more about the book, you can actually go to EZCard, the letter EZ, and then card.com/Carolyn A. Brent. And so there is just so much information that we can give you here in terms of just self-care, and, just starting from this real catalyst for me, really the book Breaking Barriers, Decisions to Elevate People from Ordinary to Extraordinary, what I had a chance to write. But, just going and moving up the chain and just seeing just the work of somebody that has been very established in terms of her life because of decisions she's made to be successful. And here's the key. All of us can reach our level of success if we set our mind to it and we have it clearly defined and choose, because you have choice, to do the things necessary to get you to that level of success that you define. That is a great game to play, because you get to make up the rules, you get to define the target, and you get to decide what actions you're going to take. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Carolyn, to this?
No, I just want to thank both of you so much for allowing me to be a guest on your show. You could hear the passion in my voice. I am passionate about what I believe in, and I'm just so honored that you two invited me, and thank you again.
Well, it's great having you on air, and I know Governor Don wants to say something here.
Well, I just want to thank you for sharing your journey with us, with the world, and man, it's amazing. I didn't know what a national when he said you're a national figure champion, I said figure skating. I said, no, just the figure. But if there's any doubt, check out the link to her Facebook page, and you will wish that when you're 61 or 60, when you're in your 60s, or if your spouse is when they're in their 60s, you're gonna wish that they're doing whatever Carolyn's doing. So whatever you're doing, keep it up and keep sharing with us. And we're proud of you, and we're also thankful that you're sharing with us and motivating other people. You know, we got to get our health together. We only got one life that we know of, and let's make the most of it. And thank you for helping us do that.
Absolutely. And, you know,
thank you.
Again, you can catch Carolyn A. Brent. You can look her up on Facebook, Carolyn A. Brent, or you can go visit her Easy card at easycard.com/Carolyn A. Brent. She is an award-winning national figure, and I'm going to add physique so we define that proper way, champion, and also a best-selling author whose literature is in the Library of Congress and taught at higher level educational institutions like Stanford, Harvard. I go to Berkeley, so I'm going to add that in there too. But we definitely have had a great show today. And I want you to consider, what are your dreams? What are your ambitions? Do not let them go, because they're the things that you have to hold on to.
Never giving up.
Never giving up. And, you know, breaking barriers, decisions that elevate people from ordinary to extraordinary was part 1. Part 2, coming out this year, is going to be breaking barriers. And this is ironic because we didn't really talk about this, but it's breaking barriers. Never give up.
Wow.
The power of perseverance. Governor Don's going to be featured in there. We have Carolyn A. Brent that also has a section in there. And, you know, I know you are out there wanting to do extraordinary things. Make those decisions to put you there, and don't let fear of failure or any of that stuff hold you back, because those things are meant to really inspire you to move forward, to help you grow gradually. Don't be thinking about, what if I stumble and fall, but rather think, what if I soar and fly? This is Jim T. Chong, the Wokstar, along with, you want to announce yourself again, Carolyn?
Carolyn A. Brent from across all ages.
That's right. And Governor Don, you've been listening to Walk the Talk at KVO
TVOSJ.
There with TVSO.
Voice of San
You know,
Joaquin.
hey, I'm Asian. You know, I have to check
Stockton.
myself back in after afternoon. But we want to thank you for tuning in. Here is to your life and to your success. Jim T. Chong, the Wokstar, signing off. Bye-bye.